we have a couple of good impressions. Like you do your mom really well, and I can do Jabba the Hut. But other than that, like if you're like Christian, Bill Clinton, go. It would be Hack.
I did not.
See, he's doing the Hack thing.
I did not have sexual relations.
And this is the Bill Clinton hand, bro.
You
got to have the thumb up in the fist.
I did not have sexual relations.
I did not.
With my wife. Wait, what does he? He doesn't say my wife.
No, with that woman.
What are you, Bill Borat over here?
Borat. I did not have sexual relations with my wife.
With my wife.
It can't be that bad, oh, 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 it can't be that bad.
It's your show, man.
All right.
You know, I'm just here.
You're the guest. I'm
the guest.
But the guest is like, in my opinion, like a main factor. We're always here, so. I know it doesn't make sense what I'm saying, but like you're the reason why it makes the episode more interesting because you're new, you're novelty to these listeners that we have.
That's a compliment. It is. It's nice. It's a nice thing to say.
See, I was gonna say I'm like the spice.
Yeah.
Right? I'm the different spice.
There you go. Today we have paprika.
From the Silk Road, right?
There you go.
That's nice already.
Right?
That sounds incredible.
Yeah, like I'm the specialty on the Marco Polo, list. Like, you want a little dash of Matt here today? There you go.
People are gonna want to dash him at.
Stashing it up, dude.
We're chicken. We're good. We're good for the body.
Yeah.
But you're the flavor, baby.
I've never enjoyed being called a chicken.
You're a chicken.
You're a chicken.
But this is how I get when we have a guest, especially a new guest. Because I just met you today, right?
Yeah, first time.
And so...
Sounds like you're about to do a magic trick.
Yeah. Now, I don't know you, right? We haven't met before.
We've never met before.
We didn't set this up.
But it does raise the stakes for me a little bit. Obviously, if it's just a buddy that we've known since high school, it's just like, all right, I don't necessarily have to get to know you on this episode. And it's we're just going to be chilling. But like here... I'm in that phase where I do want to impress you naturally, right?
Well, you don't have to get to know me on this episode either if you don't want to. Like, that's totally up to you.
Could save it for another time.
You know what I mean? I'm just saying, like, I'm not coming in here being like, this guy has to get to know me while on my time here. Like, that's not the point, you know?
You're right. You know
what I'm saying? I mean, it'd be nice, but it's not a requisite to have to happen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But I want to get to know you is the thing. And that's just how
Christian's
I am.
a people pleaser.
Hey, I'm an open book, baby. This is what I'm here for.
All right.
Yeah. You got a good mouth on you, and I don't mean that physically.
Hey.
I'm gonna need to take.
But you got the gift of gab, dude.
I do. Dude, I've been a performer since I was a child. Like being. I don't want to say the center of attention, but being on stage for people in whatever facet that is, I'm right at home.
Wow.
Right at home.
Okay, I want to dive deep into that. But
let's go.
Let's start off the episode by welcoming the baddies.
Hello, everybody.
To the show. So welcome to another episode of ICBTB's Highly Irrelevant. That is Alejandro.
Hi.
My name is Christian. And we have a very special guest on the couch today.
Long-time listener, first-time caller.
Yes, absolutely. And that is very true, actually.
Yes.
Yeah, ever since you guys, the inception of ICBTB, we've been fans. So
we've been on each other's radars for quite a while.
Yes.
So not too long ago, just maybe like 2 or 3 months ago, we had Jacob Terry, who is also on your podcast.
Full name and I'm Jacob Terry.
Yeah.
Is that how he said he wanted to be like introduced as?
No, but Christian likes to dox people on the episodes that they're not here.
I just I don't know. I don't know if I'm close
name.
enough to him to call him Jake, even though that's his Instagram handle.
Yeah.
But
or Jay, you don't want to go too casual with the nickname.
True that. And I don't want to call him Jay Terry or anything like that.
JT.
But hey, we're not talking about Jake on this episode.
Well, no, but we are at the moment.
Yeah.
You did bring him up. I just wanted to know if he came in here and was like trying to be a little too big for his britches. Like, call me, you know what I mean? Like, you can refer to me as Jacob. Like, okay, dude.
Oh, sorry, Jacob.
Sorry, Jacob, because now that's what I'm going to call him all the time.
Now, I think I'm just like, I'm just safe around people, and what I see written down is what I call them.
That's fair.
Yeah.
It's good not to assume for that kind of stuff.
Is your full name Matthew?
It is.
Ladies and gentlemen, baddies, we have Matt Petullo on the couch.
Matthew Rose Petullo.
That's close.
Ugh.
What's your middle name?
Rosemary.
Ah.
Really?
No.
Oh, I was gonna say, hey, I don't know. I'm just getting to know you. You could be lying to my face.
Matthew Rosemary. It does have a nice ring to
Matthew
it, though.
Rosemary seems like a full name.
And
right
I
there,
did
though.
tell you I was the spice of the episode,
You
so
are.
it would be quite fitting.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah.
I have a gripe against Rosemary, real quick.
Please.
Yeah, what'd she do to you?
Well, the spice specifically hurts my mouth. The texture and all that stuff.
Are you just eating it like
From
raw?
the stem? Yeah.
No, okay.
Eat the leaves, friend.
Someone made chicken breast with rosemary once when I was on a trip, and it cut my mouth open. And I don't know what went wrong, but something was wrong with the rosemary.
Chicken will get you.
Yeah,
Chicken will get you, man.
it fucked me up. But hey, we're not talking about chicken. We're talking
No,
about
we're
you.
talking about Matt. Hello, Matt. Welcome.
Hey guys, I don't mind going on these tangents though. This is like that's my speed right there. Tangent it up, man. Because I will deflect about. I'll tell you I'm an open book, and then all of a sudden I will deflect away from me as much as possible, just because that's who I am.
Those are the best conversations, though. I mean, that's partially why this is also called highly irrelevant, right?
It is, because nothing really matters.
I mean, when it's just episodes with just me and Alejandro, it's so easy to.
Fall asleep.
That's fucked up.
Oh, sorry. I'm just trying to finish your sentence.
Stop!
Okay.
You're not doing a great job.
I'm trying.
But it's easy to like just go off on tangents and not stay on like a one track
Yeah,
conversation.
never finish a story.
So as long as you're cool with that, then.
Yeah, that's one track conversations are boring.
That's.
Oh,
You know?
okay.
I only like chapter 1 of books anyways, so let's just, get the beginning laid out and that's it.
And you just put it away.
That's enough. I can see where this is going.
I read the back of books where it just talks about the author, and then I put it away.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, you're like, it was the best of times, it was the worst of times. Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah,
All
I
right,
guess it
goes,
was good and bad.
Call me Ishmael. Will do.
All I need to do.
There you
Yeah.
go.
All right, I read that book.
I think those are the only opening salvos of books I know.
That's all. Yeah, that's all I know.
So you are a fellow podcaster.
Yes.
You are part of a very successful D&D podcast called New Crits on the Block.
I think you're giving it more credit than it is, but thank you. I appreciate it.
I would say no, in like the scope of local podcasts
sure.
that we know, I think you guys are incredibly successful. You guys have like a very loyal fan base. You do the sound for the podcast, as we were talking about before the mics turned on, and you are all about quality.
Not quantity.
Yes.
Yes, I will agree with that. Yeah, I mean, all of the podcasts that I listen to have the quality, and so that was what we wanted to do when we got into it. We didn't want to just be this fly-by-night like bullshit podcast. Not that there's anything wrong with that, because I know that's what a lot of people do, and that's fine. That's just not what we wanted to do, and so we really wanted to focus on the quality, much like you guys do with all of your fancy equipment here, because I think that's a really big deal. And me personally, I'm a real fickle podcast listener. If I hear the audio quality isn't very good, that's it. I'm out.
Oh shit! I did the wrong button. I was trying to silence it.
Like that.
That was the opposite.
You would be
thing.
out. That is the absolute worst timing.
The symbols look confusing. The symbols are confusing.
Jesus
I just want. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I do want to just piggyback on that for a sec, since we're podcasting.
Yeah.
Me and Christian, actually, we made that decision before we even started the podcast, that if we were going to do this, we were going to make sure that we did it at the highest possible quality that we could, because we didn't want it to be just another throwaway thing, or just something. Not that that's what those other podcasts are, but I think that determination in the beginning is one of the reasons why we're still going, and why we've progressed, and why we've grown and gotten all this stuff. And when we first came in here, this was his bedroom, and we had like one mic with like a computer screen behind us. Like it's
this bedroom. All right, flashback to January 2019. This is a studio now. I'm very proud of what we've created here.
Absolutely.
But this was a crack den before. No bed frame.
Yeah, mattress on the floor.
Yeah, mattress on the floor. It was a crack den without the crack.
Yeah.
TV. You had a TV in here, right?
Yeah, but like a very shitty TV. Like from way back
you
when.
still played your PlayStation on. No, you had the TV in your room that you.
Yeah. And so.
Wait, what PlayStation are we talking about here?
This was I had a PlayStation 4.
Okay.
at the time.
Okay. So
It's 2019. We're not animals here. We're not animals.
You were setting the scene here. I thought you were going to say like a PlayStation 2 or like a Crash Bandicoot.
It's around here somewhere.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I still have the slim PlayStation 2 specifically so I can play Guitar Hero. Now, you being a musician, Does that
upset you?
upset you, or does that make you really happy? Because
No, I love it, man.
You like
Okay.
Guitar Hero?
Yeah, people are super into it.
I love Guitar Hero.
Funny Guitar Hero story. So when we were in our band, my band members were super into that game, and I am extremely competitive. So I didn't want to play because I knew that they would smoke me because they've been playing for a long time. Of
course.
So one of my friends had the game, and I went over to their house, and over a weekend I played 8 hours of Guitar Hero straight for like 3 days. 3 days straight. Came back to the band house the next day, fucking annihilated them at Guitar Hero. Yeah.
And now, would you say it's because you had previous muscle memory?
No.
From actual. Okay. It has nothing to
Doesn't
do.
line up.
It's got
Doesn't line up.
nothing to do with playing guitar.
So you're not saying that.
You don't learn how to play the guitar from Guitar Hero.
How about
No.
the other way around? Like, does it make, because like, it works on this muscle that I call, and I'm so sorry for the lady listeners out there. It works on the jack off muscle is what I used to call it back in like high
Is
school.
that what this show is?
I'm
It
so
is.
sorry.
We do have you on the casting couch.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't get the reference at all.
It's
I call those the diddling muscles.
the diddling muscles.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, that's classier than jack off muscle. You're right. Anyway,
These are good. I call it the forearm.
you're right. And that's what I call it
Damn
as a
it.
28-year-old now. But back then I used to call it that. And
Sure.
I think you just called it that right now.
but that has to build your endurance with playing guitar.
Sure.
It has to build your endurance because I don't know. I don't play guitar. I've played a few instruments, but not guitar. And
What'd you play?
I used to play. So I
You
was.
slap at the bass, man.
I mean, I.
You slap at the bass, man.
Slap at the bass, man.
Hey, slap at the bass.
slap at the
bass. No, I'm a piece of shit. I bought that bass when I first got like my big boy job and like played it for a few months and then got really busy with this podcast and then stopped playing it.
I will never forget when you told me like, yeah, I think I'm gonna buy a bass guitar, and I was like, oh, okay, yeah, cool. Do you know how to play a bass guitar? And you're like, no, but I think I'll learn. And then the next day I came over and you're like, check it out, I got a bass guitar, and I was like, oh my god, I didn't think it was gonna be this quick. I thought you were gonna
I'm a man of my word,
maybe
Ben.
take a class or watch a couple videos or something. But
Can't take a class if I don't have the bass guitar, bro.
I don't know how music lessons work. Does that sound right?
That's true, I think.
think that sounds right,
I
yeah.
don't think you can take the musical lessons without having the instrument itself.
Hey,
Yeah.
I'm just pretending.
Yeah, if you're trying to, it's like taking piano lessons, but the only piano you have is like the piano app on a phone, and that would be pretty shitty.
That would be bad. See, I was thinking of those little Casio ones. You know what I mean?
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah.
The ones that's just one octave.
Yes,
you know.
absolutely.
What do you play?
A little bit of everything. Mostly piano, drums, and vocals are like my three main ones.
There you
But I
go.
can play a little bit of
Nice.
guitar. Not that I'm really that good of it, but I can kind of pick some
so
stuff
humble.
out.
Okay.
Have you ever played an oboe?
I've never played an oboe. Have you?
No, I'm just going down the list.
Oh, just naming random instruments.
Well, I mean, I just want to see which. I mean, because I did play the trombone for a little while.
Okay.
Don't know how to read music, but you make it work.
Yeah, me neither.
I cannot play the guitar to save my life. In fact, if anything depended on it, I'd be
You have
screwed.
long fingers. That's like definitely.
I can't curl them right, but I can plunk out some things on a piano.
Yeah.
Taught myself a couple of songs on that,
Mm-hmm.
and I sing like a dog in heat.
All right.
Yeah.
Is one of those songs a Titanic song on the piano?
No, it's Let It
that's-
Be because it's
Okay.
it's simple chords.
Yeah.
And then like just Beethoven's Fifth Aria is just
Oh, that's it. Yeah, that little ditty.
And those are the only two songs that you know.
Big gap in my knowledge, but yeah.
Of those three that you listed, so you said vocals, piano, drums.
Yeah.
Right. What's like if you were to go on like America's Got Talent? What's the thing
You
you're
can
going
only,
with?
got talent.
Probably drums.
Drums.
It was the first instrument I learned how to play.
Okay.
In the 4th grade, I started picking up drums and just like I'd put on my Green Day CDs, my Blink-182 CDs, and just learn how to play those songs. And that was kind of my lessons because I've never had actual lessons for it. And so I would just learn how to play through the artists that I liked. And that was kind of how I got better. And as I got better, I picked up, tougher songs or bands or drummers and just kind of
Nice.
progressed up like that. So it's my favorite.
But you never learned how to like read music or like music theory?
No.
That's fucking awesome because I used to and we've talked about it before, but I'm insecure with myself as a musician because I know how to read music. I went and I learned some music theory, but I used to always think about like, oh, you need to know music theory in order to be like fucking good at it. But over the past few years, I've met so many great musicians and singers that don't know anything about music theory, but they're fantastic.
I think one of the reasons why you think about the inherent, need for music theory and knowing and how to be a good musician is because a lot of the first good musicians that you knew or learned from had an incredible music theory knowledge.
Yeah.
So I think it just kind of went hand in hand. You're like, oh, well, if they're good, it's because of this. Then you meet people like Matt or somebody who like doesn't really give a shit about it and that just sounds good and everything kind of flows.
Yeah.
It's like, it's just two different ways of going about it, right? It's just two different ways to get to the end of the rainbow.
Yes.
That's how that saying goes. Yeah. Now, you want to know how I know that you are on your way to the road of musicianship is that you feel like you're a piece of shit musician. That is any artist of any kind. Like, you just feel like you are the worst and someone's always better, and that what's the point of you doing it? Because Beethoven exists, right? Like, why bother playing the
So they
piano?
say.
Exactly.
Because Beethoven exists.
Yeah.
Like, well, I'll never be that, so why would I even bother?
I take that as a huge compliment because
Yeah.
I always feel like shit
Oh,
when
yeah.
it comes to music.
Constantly. I mean, when I'm writing pieces for our podcast, like, I'll get done with it and I'll listen back and go, this is fucking trash, and I'll like delete it. Like, I hate it.
No, stop. But you at least save the file somewhere just in case, like, you wake up the next day and you're like, it's
He puts it on a special scan drive and then he takes it outside and throws it in the dirt and then
just crushed.
I bury it.
this will never be heard again.
I bury it. Yeah, I don't want anyone to get their hands on it. So,
But you don't bury it too deep so that in like 10 years you can discover it and be like, huh, this wasn't that bad.
it's like a time capsule.
yeah,
type
yeah.
of a
The
thing.
Matt Petullo ground album, right? The
Yeah.
underground.
It's my little burial ground back there. My
go.
graveyard of shitty ideas.
so many CDs and tapes back here and like USB drives.
What is all this
Crazy.
stuff?
It's a broken guitar back here, man.
I always like to ask people, what was their first like music that you bought? Was it a CD, a tape? Was it an 8-track? What was it?
It was a tape of Green Day's Dookie album.
Oh, hell yeah.
That was the first album I ever bought with my own money.
Yeah, hell yeah.
And it was that. My brother bought Weezer's Blue album
That's
with
Weezer-
his
one
own
of
money.
Weezer's-
So,
Nice. Yeah.
so Blue Album, Weezer, and Dookie Green Day were our first two CDs that we actually purchased with our own money.
That's good.
and
That's
I
good.
feel like those are pretty good purchases.
Mine was Who Let the Dogs Out by the Baha Men because
You know, that makes so much sense.
it kind of does.
It
huh?
makes sense that you would do that, like, both because you're like,
Because you could just
it's
see
so
me.
silly, and that's you.
You could see me at 8 years old listening to that song on repeat.
You're like, who did let the dogs out?
Guys, no one's answering the question.
Now, was it the single, or was it like the whole? Because
So-
I assume there was a whole album.
The Baha Men had 4 tracks on their album.
That's it.
2 other songs that weren't Who Let the Dogs Out, but then they also had a remix of Who Let the Dogs Out, which is strikingly similar.
Wait, as one of the 4?
Yes.
Sorry.
So it's really just 3 songs.
I gotta say, I hate when, like, I hate or love it, but mostly hate when artists drop, like, an album, quote unquote, and it's like one song and like, here's the EDM mix, and then the third one's the reggae mix, and the fourth one's just the instrumental, no vocals. Fuck out of here, not an album.
Oh, that's what the Baha Men did.
See, I figured it was going to be like Who Let the Dogs Out. The next track, we found out Who Let the Dogs Out.
Yeah, yeah.
Third track,
The next one, Simon. Simon let the dogs
Silent
out.
Dogs
Yeah.
Out. Fourth track, Dogs Out again.
Oddly enough, you guys know what that song's about.
Who?
Ugly Girls in the Club.
Stop.
Yeah. Who
That's
let the dogs out? It's all about
rude.
ugly girls in the club.
No,
Yeah.
man, times have changed.
Hey, who let the dogs out?
Can't call him a dog. I love dogs.
Not to their face.
That's you asshole.
Well, they don't know. They can't hear me.
On this very public medium, now they know that you call ugly girls dogs.
Coming after you, ugly girls.
All women are beautiful. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's my line.
Matt, you seem like a very
Robust gentleman.
not what I was gonna say,
Oh.
but like confident man, which is a different way to say it. Right from the moment that I met you, I'm gonna list a few things.
Oh, okay.
Immediate emasculation on my end. You are
Good.
tall. That's fucked up, man.
Yeah.
Did that right.
Yep.
I thought he was tall. Seeing you two talk before we sat down to record was probably the most emasculating thing I've ever seen.
Well, I got to tell you, I forget how tall you are every time I meet you.
Oh, thank you.
And I don't know why, and I don't know what that says about me or you. I think it's a good thing though, because
Okay.
it surprises me in a good way every time. I'm like,
Perfect.
oh yeah, like, you know what I mean? Like you're like a secret tall guy. You got secret height.
I
What's
definitely am,
secret?
especially
I don't
because like
think
I
it's
slouch and I kind of like sit low in chairs and stuff
Yeah.
like that. And then if anybody hasn't seen me for any amount of time, they're like, "Whoa, you must have gotten taller." And I'm like, "No, it's just
You've always been that tall.
yeah." I'm what's called skinny tall, so it just looks. We look.
I get it.
A lot taller than we actually are. It's like that trick in Disneyland where the windows get smaller at the top.
Ah. I look like my height, I think.
You do, but that's a good thing though.
I'm not gonna, beat this dead horse too much, but you got a great body for what you got, buddy.
Thank
Absolutely.
you.
Yeah, you gotta
Thank
go.
you.
You make it work.
Secrets:
If you
black
could grow a beard.
shirts, constantly sucking in, lighting. Lightings are fun.
Okay. I'm gonna let it go, but just not every single time, Christian. I'm gonna let it go.
That's your one pass.
No, legitimately, like when I first lost weight, I used to like constantly like suck in, which I think helped me lose more weight because it was like a core workout.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
I think they're called hollow hold.
A hollow hold?
Yeah, that's the workout you do when you're like
I've never heard of that.
suck
I
in
haven't
and
either.
flex your abs.
Whoa.
Well, check it out, guys. I work at a fitness gym, so I think I would know.
Where do you work?
I
Are we allowed to say that? Oh, okay, that's fair enough.
Just because I love my job.
Great. And you would never say any disparaging word about it, I'm sure.
Not about the job.
Honestly, because
The people?
I've actually talked about it in the past. I've definitely talked, and like the people and stuff. I don't know. Now I want to be coy.
No, please. I like it. A little mystery. Yeah, I like that.
Go back to our older episodes if you want to know where I work.
real quick, I do want to thank the gym that you work at because as of lately, I've been
doing
taking
a
like
lot.
classes there, and one of like my metabolism is naturally like horrible. I'm what do you call it? An endomorph, which means that
You can't put on a lot of muscle.
is that what endomorph
Isn't that what that is?
No,
I don't know. I
think
might just be talking about.
ectomorphs can put on muscle. That's why I look like a toothpick.
So you're an
Oh, it's the
ectomorph.
other way. Yes.
So I'm an endomorph, which means that I easily grow adipose tissue. My metabolism's very slow.
Nice.
And so like over the pandemic, like I never really got fat again, but like I looked like, when you buy ice cream and it just starts melting for like just the first initial melt. It's like not all over the hand yet, but like I definitely like had an ice cream skirt.
Empire Strikes Back, Jabba the Hut. I know what you're talking about.
That's fucked up. You're calling me Jabba the Hut over the pandemic?
No, I'm talking about the ice cream.
Oh, what? Yeah, okay, when it's all over.
Yeah.
That's Jabba the Hut.
Yeah.
That's that end of the spectrum.
Woof.
But
I was just gonna start talking like Jabba the Hut over here.
best impression, please.
Of Jabba the Hut?
Yeah, he does it all the
This is another
time.
one that I ask
Oh, do you
people all the
really
time.
do?
Yeah, I
Okay,
love because everyone has a Jabba the Hut impression.
Okay, so first he laughs right like
Oh, you guys
Right?
are solid.
Itatito Han Solo. Right?
What helps with Jabba is like he talks gibberish, but only says Han Solo clearly. So as long as you like get to that, it's a solid job. That's great. You did a great job.
Thank you.
Yeah. But you sound like a dying Santa Claus.
Yeah, there's too much. Now you sound like a dying French person.
Ratatouille! I actually don't know anything about France.
Don't ever ask us to do impressions. We like to be funny people, but when it comes to impressions, we are the worst.
That's funny.
yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, but we're hack at them though. That's the thing. Well, we have a couple of good impressions. Like you do your mom really well, and I can do Jabba the Hutt. But other than that, like if you're like Christian, Bill Clinton, go. It would be hack.
I did not.
See, he's doing the hack thing.
I did not have sexual relations.
And this is the Bill Clinton hand, bro.
You need
Yeah, you gotta have the thumb up in the fist.
I did not have sexual relations.
I did not.
with my wife. Wait, what does he? He doesn't say my
No,
wife. Dude.
with that woman.
What are you, Bill Borat over here?
Borat. I did not have sexual relations with my wife.
With my wife.
La, la, la. People are like, what's happening to America right now? Oh, man.
Are you good at impressions?
I don't know if I'd say good.
Like if we were saying, can you do the Queen of England eating apple pie for the first time? Would you be able to do that?
Sure. Oh, what is this?
This is
Pantomime.
What is this? Is this pie?
This is really good. This is great. What
do I do?
Look, he's in. He's talking to people who aren't in the room.
Take a bite?
Yes, bite it.
I love that she's unfamiliar with apple pie.
Of course.
Well, you know,
That's-
you know
that's
what I
why
mean.
it's
Like
there.
that's such an American thing. I
It's
feel
not
like.
spotted dick.
No, it's not meat pie.
You're right.
I do like a good meat pie. Back in character.
Oh my! This is quite wonderful. Get the cook up here right now.
Oh,
Get the cook.
I'm the cook.
Come closer.
Yes.
What is your name?
My name's Steve.
Steve.
That's me.
Shing. She pulls out her little scepter, obviously. Steve.
Yes.
Kneel.
Okay.
I, the Queen of England,
Today's the day.
do by anoint, I should say, the Sir Stephen of England, head chef forever.
Oh, that's a sentence.
me.
That's a prison sentence. That's actually not a good thing.
That was solid.
That was
my
really
qu-
good.
that's
That
my
was a
qu-
really good queen. Great accent. We're really bad at accents.
Thank you.
Yeah. Way to just rub it in our faces now. We're
Yeah.
just hoping you'd bomb.
I can if you want me to.
No. Don't try to bomb, but if you could next time.
I'm sure I will. I think I got lucky there.
You got pretty good.
What's your performance background?
0.
I thought you said at the very beginning.
I thought you meant like for acting or anything.
For pretending to be British
for pretending
women.
to be the Queen of England.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
yes. No, I'm just a musician, just being on stage in front of people. I've been in like bands and performing since I was 13, I think.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's just I just enjoy. I really do feel at home when I'm in front of people like that.
I was in a band when I was 13.
Yeah?
Yeah,
You were?
we were called Void.
Dope, dude. What kind of music?
I mean, shitty middle school garage band music.
Yeah.
Like a check. Oh, I think you've told
I've
me
talked
this
about
before.
We recorded one song on a tape deck.
Yes.
And who knows where that is? Shout out
Let's
Nick Howery and Riley
find
Stringer, my
that.
bandmates. I
think
played the drums, killed it.
Nice.
I used to do. I was never in like a band, but I was
You were in
always
marching band.
wedding band. Yeah, and marching band as well. But I've definitely done like my fair share of weddings and like had wedding bands and like I think the wedding band that I remember the most was Brown Sugar
Oh,
because we were all brown. We're all
name.
Filipino.
I figured.
and all we did was just we just not karaoke. We did covers of everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's what a wedding band should do.
Exactly.
Right. That's it.
Yeah.
I don't want a wedding band doing like their
Originals.
own work. Yeah. This next one I wrote for my girlfriend who left me. And it's like, what the fuck? Just play September. Just, what are
And
you
that's
doing?
sad.
Yeah.
They're doing a ballad right now. So isn't it crazy how like half of performing in anything, like let's say now you do have the stage presence to podcast, and like I'm sure like if you had to do something theater or acting related, you could do it because you got the stage presence thing out of the way, right?
Yeah, stage presence. You mean like the fear of being on stage?
The fear
or...
of just being in like
In front
in the
of people.
spotlight in front of a lot of people.
Yeah, that's never been
A problem. Yeah. I mean, because I think
Never.
about people who like can't even do class presentations because that freaks me out. I'm like, oh, I actually never really had, even when I didn't do the project, I never had a problem with that. I'll go up there and make it up, you know?
Yeah, you could just
Fly by the
like
seat of my pants. Let's do it.
100% of the time.
You don't need a plan if you never have a plan.
Right. That is the plan.
It's in a way it is.
I have learned though that you can't always bank on that.
Yes, I've messed up quite a few times.
Yeah. I mean like it's impressive to
Navigate.
to be able to navigate, to be thinking quick on your feet. Like when the expectation is that when people know like, oh, he's doing this on the fly, then that makes you seem way cooler. But like when you're supposed to actually be prepared for something, you should to a certain degree be prepared. Improv has not always saved my life. I've definitely like taken speech class before where I actually fucking bombed. And it was the scariest feeling because I'm not used to like, I don't know what to say next. I literally walked out of the classroom. What? Yeah. And then people were like, dude, I thought you were doing a bit.
I would have for sure.
What?
I'm like, he'll be back. He'll be back.
No,
He'll be back.
I was just like freaking the fuck out outside with like my index cards in my hand. I was like, I can't do this. I don't know why I can't do this, but
Whoa.
and that's where I learned that I need a certain level of preparation. I can't always bank on my improv skills, which is insane. You've never done like anything of that sort?
No, as far as improv goes, no, nothing like that. No.
About to today.
I'm ready, man. I'm ready. No, I've always been the class clown of school. You
Nice.
know, I kind of cut my teeth, stuff like that. But I always prided myself on being not the obnoxious class clown.
The one
you know
that
what
the
I mean?
teachers liked.
Yeah, I was always the teacher's favorite because I would improv like in context of what we were talking about or something during class. So I feel like I elevated the experience of class, right? Like
Adolf Hitler, am I right, guys? You know what? People are like,
That
"Man,
is the craziest sentence I've ever heard from someone. You've elevated education.
it's also the most like narcissistic.
You're welcome,
Yeah.
everybody else in those classrooms. You know there's people in that classroom who hated you for like talking all the time, but you're like, no. You're welcome.
No, see, I don't, that's not true. Here I am just again, maybe my head canon is making this up, but
Yeah.
I knew the kids who who were like would annoy the whole class with talking too much, and so I always would go 1 or 2 steps below that. So I learned why does everybody hate him so much? Because he would just constantly talk about like bullshit.
Digimon.
And so Digimon, right? Digimon are the champions.
Yeah, I don't know. Actually, I've never watched a single.
Don't reference
Why'd you reference it,
something
dude?
you don't know.
It just never stopped me before.
I was gonna sing the whole like theme song. I thought you were gonna join in with me on that, but I guess not.
I would go ahead and sing the song.
Digimon.
Oh my God, he's actually doing it. I didn't know.
Wait, copyright.
Digimon are the champions.
Yeah, I didn't know.
No, but go on with that's.
Go on with Digimon.
I think it's an impeccable trait to be able to, because comedy's all in the timing, right? And so
timing and reading people, reading the room.
Read the room, right?
Yeah.
And especially, isn't that wild? Where like where class was our first performance before even being performers, right?
Yeah, but it was your first crowd. It was your first audience.
They couldn't leave.
That's what I mean. They were stuck there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what I think being the class clown doesn't teach you later on, like let's say if you're doing stand-up or like doing improv later on, is that in class there's a bias because these people now know you.
Yep.
You have context to pull from because it could be an inside joke that the entire class understands. But let's say now on stage or in the podcast, if it's a new listener listening in, they have no reason to listen to you. They have no reason to like you because they don't know you. They're not stuck in the classroom with you for months on end. I think that's like a challenge for a comedian.
Absolutely. Well, I always tell people that I feel like I am contextually funny and not like a stand-up comedian, because I'm sure you two are also like, you have a good sense of humor.
Thank
I'm
you.
sure people in your life have told you should be a comedian.
Yes.
Right? And the first thing I think of when people say that to me is I wouldn't know how to do that. Like, I don't know how to get up and just write and perform just a joke out of context, like to me that is like a completely different side of comedy. To where if I'm in a group of people and I'm riffing and
making fun of people and like, look at this guy's shirt.
But you know what I
mean?
In context, I feel like I can kind of work a crowd or a room or whatever, but just going up on stage cold turkey like that with people immediately judging you from the moment you walk on there, they're just couldn't do it.
It's tough. It sucks.
I couldn't do it. I've never done it, and
it's actually the worst feeling ever.
Have you done it?
Yeah, we've done open mics.
We've done some
together
open mics.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, we don't put it out very often because they don't go well. For me, they don't go very well. But whatever. Fuck it. Who gives a shit?
It's a very scary, and I'm sorry for the listeners that have to hear it again, but it's a very scary difference from doing improv on stage.
Oh, I can imagine. Oh, so you've talked about this on the show before.
Yeah, we have.
Well, I don't want to touch on it too much, but I want you guys, I am like in awe of you guys getting up there and doing that. That's incredible.
Scary as shit, dude.
It's incredible.
Like, I have shaking.
Oh, I have so much respect that you actually did it. There was no way in a million years I'd ever do it.
I might actually go tonight after we record. I'm going to try to. So
now's your chance.
It's all the way in Daly City. No,
Not
gonna. But you have like I said at the beginning of the episode, you got a good mouth on you, boy.
It's getting worse. It's getting worse the more you say it because you're adding to it.
It's getting more forward. Which I don't
got a good
mind.
mouth on your boy that I like around my penis. You're like, whoa. That's where it's going.
No, it's not.
That's where it's going.
It's kind of going there.
No, but like, where did you
you get off?
Get that mouth.
Where'd you
get that mouth though?
What do your parents' mouths look like? Is that how you got? Okay.
Yeah, my dad's got a good mouth on him too. I will say that's kind of where I got my gift of gabs. He was the he was the vice principal of the middle school.
Whoa.
For years, and so 4 years. Yeah, and so he is one of those like pillars of the Benicia community where like everybody knows who he is.
Yep.
And so when we were kids, going to the grocery store was hell on earth because we knew even if he was like, oh, we'd go for a gallon of milk, right? Or something completely innocuous like that.
Tampons.
We'd be there for an hour and a half.
Yep.
Yeah, helping the wife out. He's a good man.
I don't know. I've actually never had to buy them.
He's a good man.
Yeah.
We'd be there for an hour and a half because he would talk to literally every single person that crossed his path. And I hated it as a kid. And I've turned into that person.
Yeah.
So, every time I go somewhere with my friends, they're like, we can't walk down the street without you talking to like 5 people. Sorry, friends. Sorry, friends out there.
I think I have it in a real sweet spot where we'll go places, restaurants, or we'll go to like different cities, and generally this happens a lot when I go out like on a date or with my girlfriend, or even in the past. But I would know like one person who like works at the restaurant, or I would know somebody like recognizes me from way back, and so I was always meeting people. And in fact, the last time we saw each other was at a wedding, and I was invited to go to this wedding with Karen, and she was like, "All right, just come with me. You're probably not going to know anybody." And I ended up knowing more people than she did, and people were coming up to them like, "Oh, Alex, how are you?" I was like, "Oh, hey, what's going on?" And Karen's like, "I don't know how you do this. I don't know how you get people to talk to you like this." I was like, "I don't know. I hate people. I don't want to talk to anybody."
I will cross the street if I see somebody that I know that I don't really want to talk to. I will circumvent them 100%.
I'll just walk right past them.
Because I hate small talk.
Just ignore them.
I hate it.
There is a level of like strategy that you need when you do go out in public in such a small town like Benicia, right? Yes. There are a handful of people that you do want to see and actually like have a quick conversation.
Yeah, but I don't need to see my third grade teacher.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean?
That's also true. But like, let's say if both parties are socially inept enough to be able to like, okay, this is a quick interaction. I can tell by your body language that you have somewhere to go. You can tell by my body language that I have somewhere to go. Let's cut the small talk. Let's just say what's up, shake hands, and then move on, right?
Here's the problem with that, though. Most people don't have that.
Yeah, that's right.
That's the problem.
But in the last couple of months or weeks, I've gotten really good at ending conversations. Maybe I'm ending them prematurely because I'm getting kind of confident with my abilities, but it's...
Bye!
But it's really just like, well, have a good Thanksgiving, and then just like walk away and be like, oh, well, see you Thursday, and then just like walk away from them. I don't even turn around. Like, you just gotta... When I end it, I'm done. I'm not talking to you anymore, Chad, and I'm out.
That's respectable.
I mean, it is, but I've always been a respectable asshole.
I like that.
Yeah.
I agree with the second part. I'm kidding.
No, but you know what I mean, right? I mean,
you're good on, like we've been saying, like you're good on the fly, and it seems like everyone in this room seems like they have a good fly level, right?
A high ceiling,
a good fly level.
I did not know how to articulate.
That was good.
We've been doing this for 2 years. Can you tell?
With that,
double down.
But it's finding the proper dismount with the conversation.
Sticking the dismount.
Right? That's what it is.
Yeah. If you can get a 10 from that Russian judge, like, you've done a good job.
Very good.
Yeah. That was great.
That was, a little Borat-y, but good.
Vodka.
Okay. That's not bad.
It's getting more and more offensive.
Yeah, well, I don't think they say their V's as much, right?
Yeah, and it's pronounced vodka.
Yeah, isn't it like more like
really?
vodka?
Because vodka in Russian means water.
I believe it.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think that's the actual translation, but the amount of vodka that they drink, I think that's the...
But that's where the word comes from, was from their word for
really?
water. Yeah.
You're kidding.
No, I'm not.
Interesting.
I've been in a lot of gin joints, my friend.
So you are a tall motherfucker. And you can't really just hide in plain sight.
No.
Especially like with all these like small old white people.
Yeah.
There's a lot of them.
Most of them, yes. Yeah, that's most of Benicia, yeah.
So wherever you walk, you stand out.
Well, and here's the other horrible mistake that I made. I'm a real estate agent in Benicia.
That's true.
And so like I even have to be more
out there.
And I don't know why I did that. I don't know why, because I'm such an introverted person at heart. Like I don't like going to these huge events and doing all these things and putting myself out there. So it's really, I really do have to fight against my instinct, I guess, to do that. And I mean, I do enjoy people. I'm not saying I'm one of those, I'm not a shut-in or anything, but I definitely like, I'm not a hermit.
We weren't accusing you of
recluse
such.
or anything.
No, we didn't think so.
Well, you gave a knowing chuckle.
You don't know me.
Well, I'm starting to though. So it's tough in that sense to put myself out there, and it's just part of the game where you have to. So I have to walk down First Street and I have to talk to every single person I see, and it's just so emotionally exhausting.
Because
most of the time.
Imagine if someone that was thinking of like hitting you up for your services and seeing you in public for that mouth, bro.
It's happened.
But then like they would see you like beeline it and they'd be like, actually I don't want to work with that guy because
what an asshole, right?
Doesn't seem like a people
and then the problem with that is then they tell their friends like, this guy's a fucking asshole, and then they tell their friends, and so on and so on.
But when
Now
in
you're the town
reality,
asshole.
There you go. That's true. That's what I mean. It's word of mouth, and especially in a small town like this.
Even more so.
It spreads quick, and it gets out of control.
one
too.
bad interaction could just like taint your entire name.
Absolutely.
Taint.
Yeah, and that's
I knew you were going to
what
say
you got away
something.
from. Been doing this for 2 years. What that mouth do?
I'm the weirdo.
I'm fucking kidding. It
I
was a
hate
joke.
you. This is done. I hate you. I'm gonna kill you. And eat your blood.
So
Swallow your veins.
that is disgusting.
I was just waiting to see if he's going to do a couple more.
There's a time and place where you can be personable, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you have to. A lot of people don't understand that it takes energy to talk to other people.
It takes a lot of energy.
A lot of energy to keep up this persona. Like, and it's not a persona. It's not that we're not actually nice people, but when you are seen as the nice guy, the nice funny guy, and especially like with someone like you, I can tell that like you're very good at talking and like you have like a presence to you.
He likes your mouth.
People get used to that, and that's also true. People get used to it, and they expect that at all times.
You gotta be on, is what I call it.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's that story of the clown that goes to the doctor and says he's like really depressed, and the doctor's like, "Oh, I know what'll make you feel better. You should go down the street and go see whatever this dude's name."
I want to say it's Pavarotti, but I know that's not right. It's
That's not-
something,
yeah,
it's
he's like, you
something
should
like
go see
that. Though.
Pavarotti, and then he's like, "The doctor, I am Pavarotti," and it's like,
Yes.
whoa! The Robin Williams syndrome is what I call it.
Yeah. Yeah, he's always expected to be Robin
Yeah,
Williams.
he has to be on at all times.
Yeah.
I think about that a lot with how like
Fucking rip it, dude.
usually he does it closer to the mic, but I think about that a lot when it comes to the idea of I lost it.
What? No, but I know what you're saying. I think it's with like any comedian or any positive person. What people don't really take into consideration, or nearly as much as they should, is like to, and it's cliche, but put each other in other people's shoes, right? Like it's easier for the person that is introverted, like in and outside of their home, to keep to themselves. But like once you are the class clown, that expectation is built. And like I've definitely like exhausted myself. I've definitely something that frustrates me as for just in life is that when I'm not really allowed to be upset anymore. I can't get mad. I can't be sad because like when I am now, it's this big fucking show, right? People are like,
I see you get mad pretty often, so I guess I'm not in that crew.
well, it's a different relationship that I have with the general
we have a
public.
special thing, but no, I get that. It's hard to when you act at a usual 9. If you're at an 8.7, everybody notices, and it's hard to be that and you've crafted this person of the nice, lovely Christian who everybody enjoys and everybody loves, and I can only imagine how exhausting that is.
Yeah.
That's one of the reasons why I built such a brash, harsh exterior, and because I don't want people to like me. You know what I mean? I don't want people to talk to me, and I'd rather just have a few people who actually know me and nobody else.
Do you think that that's ever backfired on you though? That you've definitely overcompensated for? I'm sorry, it gets like sometimes it does get deep on the show like this.
I love this, dude. It's how this is real.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Eventually it does get real, like toward like 30 minutes in. But
Here's my most real example of what's been going on. We just hired a new gal at my work, and I just worked a shift with her, an 8-hour shift. And for about 4 of those hours, I didn't say anything to her because I had nothing to say. I'm not going to do the small talk shit. I'm not going to ask you about the weather, because I don't give a shit about any of that stuff. And I can see that it's coming off to her that I just like either am being, I don't like her. It usually always comes off as like me not liking the person or me, but then they'll go tell somebody, and they'll be like, yeah, I think like Alex doesn't like me. He doesn't really talk to me and all this stuff. And they're like, no, that's just how Alex is in the beginning. Like I feel people out. I try to learn about people, and then I can see like if they will accept me. We had a friend on the improv team back in the day who I was like, I could tell that I'm the exact person that she would hate 9 times out of 10. But I'm going to make her like me. I'm going to make it work and make it be like, hey, like, like it's me, like, and I do. And it works for me because I can.
But would you have acted that way toward that individual if you didn't have this this shared group? If it was just like somewhere where you didn't feel like you had owed her that, right?
I only interact with people when I can gain something. And I've always said that.
And has that but you've said that like a few years ago, would you say that that's changed?
No.
Do you connect with that at all?
In what way?
Well, like he says that he only interacts with people that you can gain something from, and this comes to this like general question of like your interactions are transactions, and I'm of the opposite end of that spectrum where I don't believe that my interactions are transactions.
Never thought of it like that, but that's a good way to put it.
Yeah, I think I'm kind of right in the middle because I just said on camera that like I will like avoid people at all costs.
Yes.
But if I'm in a situation where, like at the grocery store and some stranger starts talking to me, like I will 100% engage fully in that conversation because I don't want to be an asshole, and not that I'm calling you an asshole or anything like that. I've been called worse. Yeah, I can see, especially with what you just told me. But because that's just the wavelength that I operate on. You know, I don't want to, and I don't know where this other person's coming from, right? Maybe they need that conversation. Maybe, I mean, you just don't know. And so I don't want to just totally shut that person down because I don't want to harsh their vibe in a sense where, you know, and if it's just some small conversation that, you know, it's only going to last like 5, because I know I have an out, right? Like they're not going to follow me to my car and follow me home. Like
it turns into a whole different thing if they do.
You know what I'm saying though? Like I'm like, okay, I can engage with this person for a few minutes, even if I don't necessarily like fully want to, because there are those people who will just talk to anybody at any time, like on the bus, on the plane. Like
no, not so much. You don't talk to strangers as much.
Yeah,
like the people who sit down on a plane and go like, so how we doing today? And it's like, oh no, like, oh dude,
hey, business. When they go, hey, business or pleasure, I'm just like, fuck you,
dude.
And they have a crying baby.
Well, so what I do now is I just put my headphones on the minute I sit down.
My headphones are on from the second I go through security until I get off the plane.
Even if they're not actually on.
No, exactly.
They're just physically on my head. So if the guy turns next to me and is like, oh, so what are you doing in Orlando?
Audiobook.
I just pretend like I don't even hear him.
I think if I was meaner,
you would feel bad if you did that trick.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, not necessarily the AirPod trick, but
if somebody was trying to talk to you,
if I was meaner, I think I would capitalize on my physical appearance and act like I didn't know English.
That's a hilarious bit. You should just do it more. Just honestly do it more.
Yeah.
That's good.
Right? I could get away with that if I was like in a different place from here.
Yeah.
You had a layover in Wisconsin.
Yes. And I think if I didn't want to talk to anyone during my travels. Yeah.
Is anybody sitting here? And you'd be like,
full on Filipino. But I like what you were saying before. Sometimes it does take that little level of sacrifice of like small talk that we don't want to engage in, but you don't know that if that other person has interactions at all. It could be like an old lady who only has her cats at home and this is her first time at a coffee shop in months. And she asks you how your day
cats,
was.
Lady, just go take care of those cats. That's what I say. Get out of this coffee shop. It's for the young people.
And that would piss her the fuck off.
Caffeine's going to make your heart blow up.
But I've definitely like having one of my favorite things to do is to like jog around here in this neighborhood. And like even with a passerby, it could be the smallest hello or a smile. What takes little to no energy for me. But I could see if someone that doesn't get a lot of like human interaction, it changes their day. And that's fucking beautiful to me.
Well, and I think especially not to like take it there, but in this climate that we're in, I think that nicety
winter
needs, yes, I think that the warmth, the summer hello warmth,
yes.
Brightens their hearts. But I really think that is important. And I think that if it is a small thing that, for me as a person can do to try to just bring that little level of nicety to this person's life, even if they don't respond, that's okay. Because I at the end of the day, if I can lay my head down on the pillow and know that I did everything I could do in that day to be a good person, that's, you know what I mean? That's all any of us can do.
I love
because
that.
you can't bank on how they're going to react to it. You can't, and you don't want to let other people's actions make your own actions towards them. So all you can do is all you can do at the end of the day. And if I could say hello to someone, or I could talk to some little lady who has 100 cats because she doesn't get any human interaction, it's a lot of cats. But if I can tell that she wants an interaction and I can talk to her for a few minutes, I'm going to do it. It's just because I wouldn't feel right if I didn't.
Yeah.
Even if I don't enjoy it, I would feel worse if I didn't talk to her than if I did, than if I do. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
I think you guys think about these interactions that mean nothing too much. Because I would just walk away from that situation and just be like, yeah, well, I'm never going to see that guy again. So,
and there's something to be said about that, though, too. Like, you're confident in that. That's who you are, right? You're confident in yourself, knowing that that's how you operate.
Yeah.
Right? Because everybody's different. And so, and if I did have like a small conversation or say something to you and you just were like, "Pfft," and you walked off,
Yes.
I'd be okay with that too. Cause I'm like, well, he clearly didn't want to engage and that's all right. You know, it's all good.
I don't care about Jeff Bezos. Yeah. I do actually quite a bit, but
Now I'm just imagining someone like trying to like talk to you about like, did you hear Jeff Bezos? Elon Musk. Hey, where you going? Where you going?
people don't want to hear my real, unfiltered thoughts. That's the truth.
Yeah, I could vibe with that. There's a certain level that they need to warm up to you to know your true unfiltered thoughts, because you're an enigma.
Careful. Okay.
You're an enigma. You're different. You're like you're not the regular. What's the fucking saying? Cut of the cloth, right?
I don't think
Okay.
that's. Yes.
I see
Right, you know what I'm
I
trying to say?
I got what you're saying. I'm picking up what
I'm
you're
not
putting
run of
down.
the mill.
Yes, exactly.
There we go.
Cut from a different cloth, I think is what you were looking for.
That's where I was
yes,
getting
yeah.
it from. But it does take a certain level for them to warm up to you. That's what it was for me.
Everybody.
Yeah.
6 months.
And that's a long time.
Is that what you find the people finally get over that hump?
I find like a 6 month average.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes it takes more, sometimes it takes less, but I can make anybody like me if I want them to like me.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're charismatic, definitely in that sense.
I'm awesome.
Yeah.
No, do you ever think
Riddled
that
with depression though.
Well, are all charismatic people? I mean,
to a certain extent? Yeah. Do you ever think that you might be overlooking the possibility that, because that's a strong statement, you could manipulate someone to like you if you wanted them. Coming back to the whole thing, like every interaction might be a transaction. Do you ever think that you might be oblivious to the fact that that person is pretending to like you?
If they're pretending to like me for the same reasons, because they know that there's something that I have and we're both waiting for the transaction to go down,
So it's just two Alejandros.
then I have no
talking
problem
to
with
each
that,
other.
right? Fucking Gordon Gekko said it best. A fisherman always sees another fisherman from afar.
yeah.
So we had a friend who, back in the day, I always said, like, I don't like that guy. It's just something about him doesn't connect to me. And you gave him the benefit of the doubt and were a good friend of his for a while. And then at one point it broke off and you're like, you know what? You're right. Everything you said was true about him. I was like, look, that's because that's what I do.
Yeah.
That's why he never bullshitted me, is because those are the things that I do. And he's not going to bullshit a bullshitter. You can't. You know, you can always trust a liar to tell you that they're a liar, because that might be the only truth that they ever say.
You think I think a fault of mine that I'm constantly working on is that I do give the benefit of the doubt a lot, but as I've gotten older and wiser, I'm starting to understand that people are so complex. Like, I'm trying to not judge someone the way I judged them 10 years ago, because we're constantly growing. And hopefully it's growing and not just like, becoming a piece of shit.
Yeah.
And so
But as much as people do change, people don't change, right? It's either, you become a born again and now you're doing this, now you're doing that. But at the end of the day, you're still that fucking asshole who poured my chocolate milk out in the 3rd grade. You know what I mean? Like, people don't change at the end of the day.
is that people not changing, or is that you holding on to that grudge? And I'm not saying with that
I know,
specific.
you're just asking. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's,
What do you think, Matt?
I think people can change to an extent. I think you're both
Yeah.
kind of on the right track there. I think people are who they are, down in the depths of their soul. But I think people's actions can change, and that's what I think is different. Because thoughts and feelings are hard to change. Actions are not I shouldn't say easy, but I think they're easier to change than ideals. Right?
I agree with that.
Ideals are tough to change because those usually are ingrained early and or deeper than actions.
Yeah.
Anybody can change their actions. I think that's an easy thing to do, but the person has to want to do that. But even if they're faking it or doing it for appearances, still easy to do. And so I think actions can change. I think ideals are a lot harder to change in a person.
That's a great bow. That's a great, that's exactly it. I think, as much as I am living in my own world and like doing my own thing and acting the only way that I'm concerned about, which is for me. I mean, isn't that what everybody told us to do like 6 years ago? They're supposed to like, oh, you got to believe in yourself and shit like that. And so now I'm doing it and suddenly I'm the asshole. It's like, no, guys, I'm just following the book. I read The Secret. I know what we're supposed to be doing here. I think about parking spots all the fucking time.
But do people think you're...
That's a funnier joke if you guys have read The Secret.
No, I'm not.
Sorry.
Sorry. Someone out there.
Just add an audience, laugh track in the background.
He does to all my jokes.
Okay. A little rim shot or something,
Do you think that...
I don't think I'm missing out on anything.
I don't think that people are thinking you're an asshole as of like late, though. I feel like
unless they don't know me.
your life.
I don't know, man, because I don't know you that well. I don't know you intimately or anything, and definitely our conversations.
Not after last night.
Well, that's come on, it's a little late for that. Our interactions haven't been too long, but you do come off as quick and short, and I don't mean that in a negative way.
Yeah.
But that's just who you are,
Yeah.
and I never took that as you being an asshole personally. But I think it's because I can see that in myself as well, because I'm the same way, which I think kind of goes back to you kind of seeing a fisherman from afar.
Yeah,
I can sense that, and so I think people who have that understanding might be a little more apt to picking that up from you, and I think the people that are a little more, what's the best way to say it? Emotionally IQ oblivious in a sense, because I think that takes a lot of, EQ, I think is the correct way to say it. But the emotional IQ, I think people who aren't quite as versed in that might take that as you being short and an asshole, right?
Yeah, of course. And I think one of the, I say this all the time, one of the things that I admire most about my partner, Christian, is his, optimism and his great way to find the beauty and the nice in the worst possible person or thing.
Well, you need that.
And he does an incredible job and I've said this before, to a fault, right? So that's why I think we make such a good duo, because I'm so staunch on dude, fuck it. Fuck them. Fuck that. Everything sucks. Just go through it. And Christian's like, well, no, what if their cat died today? And I'm like, oh, fuck their cat, dude. So we balance each other out, and through that, I think we make a good marriage.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree. It's a power couple right here for sure.
You're seeing a lot of and I know that a lot of our listeners do know our dynamic, but you as a guest, and not only just our guest, but I'm I said, we're meeting for the first time today. You and Alejandro don't know each other very well. You're seeing a lot of what this dynamic is, which is something that I don't have this dynamic with anyone else. I've been made fun of before for being too nice, right? Which is one of I think
the dumbest things to get.
One of the things that I I it just annoys the fuck out of me now when someone says I'm too nice, because now that's people judging me from 10 years ago. Because I used to be fat. I was the new kid. And yes, I was too nice, and I was naive to the impurities of society, right?
This is all a very thinly veiled attack on me, by the way, and I'm taking it all personally.
But our dynamic has completely changed since I was too nice. Because yes, there is still a fault that I reach from being nice, but I have definitely grown wiser to how fucked up people can be, and to know when to say when, right? Yeah,
and I think that comes from a self-respect. I think you from what it sounds like, and stop me if I'm wrong. When you were the kid, because I come from a very bullied background as well, and so I don't know if you were so much bullied, but
he was.
Would you say that you were?
I made sure of it.
Fucking asshole.
Would you say that you were?
And
maybe not so much bullied, but you felt that way. You felt like you were.
There was definitely some prejudice toward my physical appearance.
Yeah.
And that both being my weight, and that being my background.
Yeah, and right? I think at least for me, my journey to drawing a line, because I was very much a to a fault nice person, and there were events in my life that kind of helped me draw that line right in the middle. I think I'm kind of an amalgamation of the two of your stances.
Look at his hair and look at his face. He's pretty much a mix of both of us.
Good hair.
Yeah, right.
And my height, his hair, perfect. You're a beautiful man.
That's all you need. I think
cut from stone.
I think you finding that self-respect in yourself from losing the weight, from kind of cultivating yourself into more of who you imagine yourself could be in your best light. I think that has helped you draw that line. And I think that has helped you not give too much of yourself away to people who don't deserve it. I think that's what it comes from is learning when you can be vulnerable and giving your most vulnerable side over to people who
deserve it.
Yeah. And just like you said, you want to be your honest self to people who deserve your honest self, even if you perceive that as a negative thing.
It is what it is.
But I guess that might not be the right word, but you feel like I'm an asshole at heart, right? That's still a very vulnerable side of you that you don't show to everybody, right? It takes 6 months or however long that you want to save there, but there's a buffer for you to be able to like be your honest self.
And the truth is, it's because I am fairly shy of a person. I'm fairly like introverted and nervous in my own way. So I just like overcompensate with all the other stuff. I love this.
Yeah. No.
But
this,
I have to pee.
No, go ahead and pee.
Okay, thank God.
I'll talk to Matt. I have a few things I want to talk to him about.
You can talk about me?
No, we're not going to talk about you at all.
You know what? Just so you know, so you can have a comfortable pee and not be worrying anxiety about what we're talking about. I would like you to go back and mention some more of the things you first noticed about me when I walked in.
This is fun. Yes. Go back to business.
Yes. Right when I answered the door to you, obviously it was your height, like I'd mentioned before, but you have an incredible like handshake.
That's the first time I've ever been told that.
Really?
Yeah, for real.
What?
Yeah.
No one tells you, no one compliments you on your handshake?
No.
I think it's a dying art form now.
I agree. And I think I've learned that skill because of the business that I'm in. It is very, not over the last couple of years, but it's a very handshakey type of a thing.
Yeah.
And so I've really, I don't want to say worked on it, but I am conscientious of like doing that, right? Because I think it's a show of respect. I'm very rooted in old school manners. I lived with my grandfather for a number of years when he was in his 90s. And so obviously through osmosis, I got a lot of these older manner, older ways type of things that has really like a dying art form, like opening up a door. Some people don't appreciate that anymore, but like
yes,
you know what I mean. But still, that was a form of chivalry to him. Pulling a chair out for someone, standing up at the dinner table when a woman gets up or sits down, right? It's those kind of really old school things that again are sort of getting a little bit blurred right now. But the point is I really focus on those things to people because that was just kind of how I was raised in those formative years for me to like how to adult. I really got those types of things really set in stone in me. And so thank you for saying that because, again, that's the first time anyone's ever complimented me on that.
That's absolutely surprising. I mean, like, and maybe it's like not really something people talk about anymore. Like, at least maybe I'm a forward person and I like to say it when I feel it. And maybe people talk about it like later on. But it's a handshake is your first impression before your actual first impression.
Yes.
Right? And I connect deeply to the chivalry aspect that you grew up with, learning from you said it was your grandpa, right?
Yes.
Because I grew up around a bunch of women, right?
Clearly.
For some context, the way I'm crossing my legs and like
oh, dude, I cross my legs.
The way he compliments your mouth.
Yeah.
My wrist agility.
I love it, man. Agile wrist, man.
I thought that was because you were Italian.
But yeah, for some context, my grandparents had 10 children each, and each of those children had 3 or more kids.
Wow.
And 80% of those kids, my cousins, are female. And so I grew up having to like respect the female species, and I've grown up chivalrous, like pulled the chair out for especially like when I was like courting my who is now my girlfriend.
Did you forget her name?
When I'm going, Samantha, Jessica. Yes, and like all that stuff. What's crazy now is that in the day and age that we're living in, chivalry has now become this blurred Venn diagram with sexism, right?
Yeah.
It's like and that's like such a. And I get the perspective and angle that woke people are coming at, right? But I think that it's just politeness at the end of the day. I'm not pulling out your chair because I'm not
because you can't.
Because you can't.
Yeah, right? Like,
right?
Yeah.
I know that you're physically
Of course.
able to pull out your chair or open your door, but this is just like me saying like, hey, like I want to go out of my way. It's a gesture. It's not necessarily to make your life easier, but like it's really just a gesture. But
Well, that's the difference, though. If you're doing it from the perspective of like, I need to help this weak woman, she can't hold the door, or if you're doing it like, I just held the door for that woman, she should smile at me and like me now.
Yeah.
Then yeah, you're a fucking asshole. But that's not your intention. That's not where you're coming from. Your thing is just like, well, no, I'm gonna hold the door because that's what I would do for my mom, and or that's.
But it's just so frustrating that a lot of today's generation, right, Gen Z, is just I'm calling you out.
Yeah. We hold no bars on this podcast.
Tic-tackers and you fucking
Tide Pod eating,
Snapchatters,
yeah,
and
anime watching.
Wait, why don't you shut
sorry.
Yeah, it sucks that man, everyone's just so sensitive nowadays.
Yeah, I mean, I'll hold doors open for anyone I see coming. Like if I'm leaving a door and I always look behind me, and if I see someone coming, I will turn around and hold it. Just I don't care who it is.
You ladies, man, real quick.
No, not really. Okay.
Like in the past, I don't know much about you.
Come on, bro.
No, that's the thing. People always assume that about me, and it blows my mind.
So
every
you're
time.
wasting these good looks then?
Apparently, from what I'm told,
that's what I would think.
I don't know. Someone just asked me the other day. They said like, "Oh, do people come up and approach you all the time?" And I said, "No, never, never." It's never happened.
What?
That's what she said.
That's
what she said. Because I was a server for most of from like age 14.
That explains a lot.
Yeah, to before I got into real estate. And, people said, oh, girls must, give you phone numbers all the time. Never gotten one.
You're like, no, I'm at work.
I've never been approached. Maybe that's a guy, like a sleazy guy thing to do. You know what I mean? Like write down the number on the back of the check. But
I'll do it.
I've never get approached by people.
Really?
Ever. And so people tell me that I'm intimidating. And I'm like,
It's the height.
me? Like,
I think it
me?
might be the height.
But I'm always walking around with a smile. I mean, I'm never in
The
public.
smile is what's scary, though, honestly.
Why, do I look like a psychopath?
It's just because who smiles
Like, I'm
all the
like-
time? Yeah. It's
You're
like,
smiling like that.
it's the open mouth
that bad?
smile.
Every mouth compliment that I gave you for the past 50 minutes, gone if you smile like that.
That's not a good look. I thought that was inviting, no?
The clown face that we shoot water in.
That's what it looks
See, I call that nightmare face. Because that's the face whenever you're in a nightmare and like you don't think you're in a nightmare and you go to wake your parents up and they turn around in bed and they're like, and then you wake up, you know what I mean? Then you actually wake up. So
That's your nightmare face?
yeah, I feel like people have that sometimes when they smile. And
What's your
I'm like,
server
oh,
face?
She's got nightmare face. So you can use that. I feel like that's a term you might pick up.
Nightmare face?
Nightmare face. So if you ever see like a person who's always like something like, oh, she's got fucking nightmare face, dude. That's prime nightmare face.
I stay curious and say, maybe she has Tourette's and can't control it.
Okay, now you just made me feel like an asshole.
Make anybody lose or win
What
based
are
on
you,
how
Gen
I
Z,
dude?
dude?
I can do it all.
I don't know,
I'm
man.
God.
This is you turning things around.
Yeah.
You're part of the problem,
I'm
man.
the solution, sir.
No.
Okay, what if she says, I don't have Tourette's? What if she says that?
I'd be like, why is she offering up this information that nobody's asking? She probably.
Oh, what if she says, out of the blue, I don't have Tourette's? Is that what you're saying?
We'd just be like, okay, Kathy, that's fine. Yeah, have a seat.
Yeah.
Right?
Can you stop smiling like that then? Because it's creeping us all out. And you're covered in blood.
Server face? I don't know. Just like, hey, everyone. I don't know. Yeah,
Hello.
definitely. It's very posh.
Yeah.
But very much.
Fantastic. That's what I used to say all the time when I was a server. Fantastic.
Oh,
That's
fantastic.
Would say that a million times in
Did
a
you work at
shift.
the Olive Garden?
No. I was a Cheesecake Factory.
Cheesecake. I knew it was one of
Ooh,
those.
let's guess
better
your
than that.
restaurant real quick. Okay.
Okay, well, here's a hint, though. It's not a chain restaurant.
No, Zio Fredo's?
That was one. Yeah, that
Yeah.
was one of them. And then there was one I worked at before that.
Was it Applebee's?
It wasn't a chain restaurant.
Oh, but Applebee's, we just have the one in Vallejo. That's the
It's still
only
a
one.
chain restaurant, though.
I just think it's.
That was like Applebee's 1.
Applebee's headquarters
Head HQ.
is the one in Vallejo.
They do it good over there.
Hey, well, their steaks.
Neighborhood Barn Grill, dude. I thought it was just our neighborhood.
Let's see. I'm acting like the more I look at you,
Like it's gonna give you a
it's
tell?
just gonna come up. Yeah, I don't fucking know. If it's not a chain restaurant, I'm out.
I
It's a
am.
Benicia restaurant.
First Street.
No.
Cafe.
Palermo's.
Palermo.
Palermo's, yeah.
The place
for-
that every retired couple goes to for dinner at 4:00.
Absolutely. For our
Yes.
early bird special.
We know Benicia.
Now, being a server, you gotta be on
Oh, yeah.
for all of your shift, basically, until you go back in the kitchen and talk shit about the.
Oh, yeah,
The guest.
absolutely.
That never happened.
Come on, you can't be like, oh, the table I got, fantastic.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
They're great. They ask questions so nicely. When I brought them, when I asked if they had the fettuccine, they're like, no, but I'll take it. How often do you get that shit?
I mean, I don't
like
serve
from a
anymore,
server?
yeah.
From like let's say a server, like we've all seen that, right?
Yeah.
The guests
When
think they're
like,
so
"Oh,
fucking witty.
Is this your garlic bread? And we're like, no, but we'll take it. And it's
take
just
it,
like,
Yeah, all the lines like, oh, careful, I'll bite your hand
Yeah,
off,
yeah,
or you know,
come on.
one of those. Or,
yeah, whatever. I'm just trying to find table 37, so if you
Yeah.
could shut the fuck up.
So is this not your fettuccine then? 'Cause
Yeah.
it's getting cold.
really
I had
annoying.
one guy who was the most cheesy dude. His name was Chris. I'm not gonna straight up throw
Give
him
us
out.
his address.
No, I would honestly. I would. He was not a good dude. And every time a table would leave, he'd have this like such a shtick, and he'd go, you know, I really enjoy. It was a treat. He'd say it was a treat to them. And it made me throw up every single time he said it. It was a treat. Like, so sincere. Oh my God. I can't stand that.
Wow.
I cannot stand
I just
him.
saw like a shiver go down your spine there.
It was so over the top. And
It's like it was his super move.
but most of the time the customers were like, oh, okay. Like they were like, that's kind of an overstep there.
We're still going to tip you 15%.
yeah.
Gonna get the same amount.
Yeah.
Oh,
But,
sweetie, he said it was a treat. Put another $5 in there.
but you know what, though? Working at restaurants my whole life really taught me how to be good at real estate, because it makes you deal with all different kinds of people.
Sure.
Well, and that's why you're probably one of the reasons why you're so good in any sort of social interaction, because you can chameleon yourself to match whatever that person is, right?
I think they call that being a sociopath.
They do. Oh
Yes,
yeah, I've
yeah,
been
yeah.
called that multiple
so are
times.
most of the
Sociopath
CEOs.
people, dude.
Yeah.
Real quick, I'm gonna say when Jake was on the podcast and
Yeah.
like after everyone.
Jacob.
Oh, when Jacob Terry.
Thank you.
AKA Jake the Cool DM. When he was on the podcast, and he and I just got drunk after everyone left, and we were talking about you, right? Because we wanted you to get on the podcast, right? And we were talking about how you are definitely kind of like Alejandro in a sense, where you and like I don't know that. This is like what he was
should be so
recognizing from like knowing Alejandro
Yeah.
and our conversations and whatnot. And the fact that you guys, without me having to like bring it up at all, just confirmed like that you guys are like cut from
yeah.
the same cloth.
Yep.
Got it right this
You
time.
got it. I got it in one, baby.
Fuck yeah.
Edit the other one out.
Yeah.
Just chop that part in, though.
Yeah. Oh, just with the horrible dubbing over it.
I'm laughing super hard at that. But
We saw. We're here. We're here in the room. You don't have to narrate
Thanks,
it.
dude.
Yeah. Oh, is that what you were doing? I got scared. I thought you were choking.
okay.
I'm also laughing hard.
Oh, okay. But no, that's it. That's incredible. Like just seeing that connection there is what I saw.
Thanks, Dad. It's like when you see your kids make friends, you're like, that makes sense.
He's doing it.
Yeah.
Proud.
He's really doing it.
Making a friend.
Yeah. Yeah, but it taught you how to deal with all walks of life.
Yes,
You
and
know?
I do say this all the time. Working in restaurants made me very racist, and it wasn't until I got out of working in restaurants that I like really kind of came back down. off of
Did
it.
not think you were going in that
Whoa.
direction.
No, when I worked at the Cheesecake Factory in Orange County, I hated people, just despised people. And then I got out of the
I
restaurant.
thought
and
you were
was
about
like,
to just list a bunch of
I
different
did too. I was
races,
like,
dude. I was
Number
about to.
one.
I was gonna mark the audio real quick.
Anybody below the 45th parallel. Number 2, people who are on islands smaller than 300 kilometers square. People who aren't aware of the fact that America's lame and we are great. People who don't know what Canada, that they're tapping their oil reserves, but not real oil, maple syrup reserves.
I think you're only allowed to be racist toward your race.
I'm everything.
Like comedian. No, you can't use that as like a scapegoat so that you can just be.
23andMe says I am, so I'm a lot of things.
Are you a whole lot of stuff?
No, I mean,
Whole lot
I'm
of
mostly
love.
2 things: Italian and German,
Ah.
and then a little
The fascist dream.
Yeah, definitely.
there we
The
go.
axis is strong, unfortunately.
Ah, Mussolini and Hitler.
Yeah, I got them both.
Say his name.
I'm not gonna say the
I do think it's interesting, like, not to go too deep in this, but like, it's weird that the Germans and the Italians got together, right? You'd think that they would have like different personalities. The Italians are all like laid back and hanging out. Germans are very staunch and like on the numbers and shit like that.
It was the dictatorship.
You know what?
Yeah, they
That's-
got together.
That's what they bonded over.
What do you think? Yeah, how was like their board meetings when they're just having drinks? They're just like,
I did read a book. In case you don't know what a book is.
no, I don't know.
Good
it was
pantomime.
it was called When Hitler Took Cocaine and Lenin Lost His Brain.
That's the book.
Yeah, and there's like
Title.
2 chapters about how much Mussolini hated meeting with Hitler because he was so coked out and so high on like German meth that he couldn't get anything done. And Hitler would go off on these crazy rants about like witchcraft and shit like that. And Mussolini's like, I just kind of like don't want to die.
Yeah, he was so big into the occult, like
Yeah.
a ton, like the paranormal.
Stupid people make make big money.
I feel like Mussolini, like on the way to meet Hitler, is very similar to like when you don't want to go out on a Saturday night.
100%.
Hoping he's gonna call you and like cancel it, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, was that a flat tire? Maybe we should pull over and check the tires again.
Oh, well, I hope that he cancels on me tonight.
I like how your Mussolini is Mario.
That's not yeah. I mean, what else?
It's
What else would you do?
Benito
It's a me, Mussolini.
It's me, Mussolini. I hope he doesn't go. And he goes down a pipe, and then comes out another pipe in Adolf's lair.
Layer.
It's called Berlin.
I'm pretty sure what Adolf actually chilled in was a lair.
Yeah, I mean, he is like the most quintessential evil villain that we've ever had in history, except for maybe Genghis Khan.
He's the type of dude that when you come into his room, he's faced away from you first so that he could turn around.
Faced away from you, looking at a 40-foot painting of himself. He's like, yes.
Oh, hello there.
Welcome to my home. Would you like to sit?
Now, these aren't terrible, guys. I have to say. I know that you okay, do you do that thing where you set the bar low and, under promise, over perform?
No, I overperform and undersell.
Okay, that's kind of the same thing, but sure. All right.
Said the same shit,
Sure.
dude.
It's different.
Yeah.
I'm going to say yes. I like to sell myself as a disappointment so people are pleasantly surprised later.
I'm surprised and I'm enjoying every moment of it.
Oh, thank you.
I hope you guys do. I hope there's so many more impressions in store.
No, there's not much left.
Okay.
That's my entire bank of impressions.
The well is run dry, huh?
Yeah, Mario Mussolini.
Yeah.
Very German Hitler, even
Yeah.
though he's Austrian.
Hello there. I have to say that to get into character for that.
Yeah, well, there's always the one thing you have to say in that accent to get yourself into the accent.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
You know how people always... I'm so sorry. You know how people always say you can judge people based on, like, if dogs like them?
Yes.
Hitler had dogs.
Yeah.
Well, he's a...
Were they German Shepherds?
They were.
Okay, well.
Well, it's
The
like
most racist of dog breeds. I'm not trying to be a dick, but I've never seen a German Shepherd be nice to anybody of
a
color.
German Shepherd.
That was a Curb Your Enthusiasm episode.
Yes! Yeah, with JB Smoove, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm just saying, I love dogs. And the German Shepherd was crafted to be racist.
Yeah, you can train the dog to be racist. It's not like the German Shepherd was born and was like, oh,
What the hell is going on?
I hate everyone but Germans, right? It's not like the dog said that.
That's a hard class to pick.
Yeah, man. It's I'm gonna say Adolf was still a bad person to respond to your question.
He definitely was.
Yeah. Now, how did he die? What was the thing? He poisoned himself?
Shot himself in the fucking face.
Oh, in the fucking face.
Yeah, with his
Ava
wife.
Braun.
Yeah. Who actually, he got a lot of pussy, but no one ever talks about it. But because he was weird and his dick didn't really work. He was really into pee play and shit like that. Also, a vegetarian.
You think he's still alive? Let's talk about the conspiracy.
Hitler? No, I don't think he's still alive.
What, you mean like in Argentina, like in a bunker? Here's what I think. They took his brain and put it in a
I know what you're saying.
jar, and then they have it all hooked up with the so he's still thinking, like making stuff go in little Bavaria in Argentina, but he doesn't have any actual power. But Hitler Jr., that guy is running some shit in Rio de Janeiro.
Wait, does his offspring still exist?
He doesn't have any kids.
Oh,
his dick didn't work.
Say.
He did have a brother though that came to America and changed his name from Hitler to Hiller.
Good move.
Yes, and then he went and fought in the war, and then yeah,
Adolf Hitler.
I mean it's
I hope
close
his
enough.
first name is still Adolf.
They named both their kids Adolf.
I don't think his brother's name.
Das is Adolf, and this is also Adolf.
Oh, hello there.
Talk about a way to ruin a name. I mean, nobody could be named Adolf after that.
Never.
Right? You could never be named Adolf. What other name has been just completely tainted by one person? No other name.
Well, what was Mussolini's first name?
Benito.
That's
Benny, dude.
nice.
Yeah,
Benny.
people still call people. That's Italian for Benjamin.
That's Benny Mussolini.
He's the guy with the Jets. Benny and the Jets.
Benny the Jet.
Benito and the Jets. Whoa.
Oh shit! Did we just figure it out? Did we just figure out that Elton John is secretly an Italian fascist from the 40s?
Wow.
We've come full circle.
We
of
get
this.
things done on this podcast, guys.
Yeah, man.
I actually I feel good for my soul, and now I got like my yucks out, and you let me make some Nazi jokes, which very rarely come.
Oh, dude. I mean, it's on jest, bro.
I don't think anybody is like upset that you make jokes about Nazis, except
Yeah.
for probably real Nazis.
Yeah, the neo-Nazis are probably
Yeah.
not too happy about it.
But,
Yeah.
I mean, they can laugh at a joke.
The
I
white
mean,
supremacists in jail listening to this podcast right now.
I would love if our podcast was being broadcast in jail.
Oh, if we were jail
We
famous.
are still number one in TV and film podcasts in Barbados.
That's fucking dope. What
Yes.
if your guys' podcast was the number one D&D podcast in like the most dangerous prisons
And just
in
like
America?
in death row, they're just like, hey, before you go, you gotta listen.
I mean, would we have to Johnny Cash it at that point and go like have a live show
You
at the
gotta
prison?
double down.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh,
You have opened up a full market with a demographic that is willing to cough up some cash.
And again, they can't go anywhere.
Right.
They
And
have to watch.
There's got to be some D&D nerds like amongst the ranks of the prison, you know?
100% the white supremacists. They're all nerdy wizard dragon people up there. Yeah,
they're
they
all
would
still
love
white.
that shit.
They're
Yeah,
all still white.
super white. And one or two of the like Mexican guys would be like, yeah, let's see what you guys got over here. I just want to see.
Let's do an improv scene. I think we're at that point.
You ready?
How are you feeling, Matt? I know
I'm feeling good.
Loosey goosey, do you need to pee? Would you like to squeeze the lemon? Drop some kids off at the pool?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
All right, then we'll do it.
I'm good. I'm ready.
All right.
Okay.
Hopefully you're having a good time. I know that we get a little neurotic on this and like we get all over the place, but
That's how my brain works, so we're good.
dude, okay, because I'm having a blast.
Yeah, it's great. We've gone to like the deepest depths, and we've also come up with Benito and the Jets. So I think we've covered kind of everything.
Yes.
Benito and the Jets might be the best thing I've said today.
That was really good.
Benito and the Jets might be the name of this episode.
It will be now.
It has to be.
Or why can't we name our kids Hitler?
I'm gonna hard veto.
Yeah.
Hard veto.
Here's the thing, because I don't
We're
want
gonna
that.
get a lot of new.
Here's the
listeners.
problem. My face is going to be on that thumbnail, right? And I don't want that to be.
Dude, when people type in Matt's name for like
Just that's the-
for realtor services,
Local
and they
real estate
say,
agent won't name his kid Hitler, and it's like, why is this in the Benicia Herald? I don't understand.
oh shit.
Yeah, that could go real sideways for me. So,
But you know what they say? No news is bad news.
No, there's
What?
bad news.
that's that's
All
the
press
opposite.
is all press is good press.
Isn't it? All news is no what?
all news is
All
bad
news
news.
is fake.
All news is bad news.
All news is fake.
In 2021, all news is bad news. Let's just
Yeah,
say
no
that,
news
right?
is good news. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's get into it. Usually we do an improv scene just based off of whatever
Okay.
we could pull from past conversations if we'd like.
Okay.
But we don't do improv scenes about Nazis. I've tried in the past. It usually doesn't flow very well, so we'll skip that part.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've tried. Trust me. I've given it the good old college try.
I shut it down real fast.
Probably for the betterment of the longevity of the podcast.
Yes, I absolutely agree.
I don't know. I mean, I'll never be president unless my plan works.
I don't think you'll ever be president. Let's get this
You're a
thing
bitch.
going.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, highly irrelevant. Oh, Christian, come on in. Come on in.
Hey.
Matt's going to be with you in just a second. He's just finishing up with the last couple, and they're going to be done, and then you can go in there and start talking to him about
Yeah, no,
house selling.
Yeah, it's incredible. I saw his name in the paper. It
Yeah.
seems like he's been very successful
yeah.
at doing what he does. And I just hope he's a nice guy.
Yeah, I am a secretary in the middle of my job, so you don't need to tell me any of that stuff. You can just sit down and wait for Matt to come get you.
First time home buyer, I'm just really nervous. I have the jitters and I just talk a lot.
Like I said, the phone is still ringing, and I should probably not, ignore that. So if you just want to go sit down and let me do my job, yeah.
All right, sounds good.
Hello, Matt Petullo Real Estate. Please hold. Hello, Matt Petullo Real Estate. Please hold. Hello. Hi, Mom.
Oh.
Oh, how are you? I didn't think you would respond. Anyways, Mom, I'll be home at dinner at 7. Okay, bye.
Okay, that's just fine.
Matt Petullo Real Estate, how may I help you?
Yeah, send my next client in.
Mr. Christian, he's ready for you.
Okay, that's I'm ready. Okay.
Right through those double doors.
Wait, do I have to
No, they are open.
I just like to make my presence known.
No, there's no reason to knock. Please, come have a seat.
It's an expensive door, sir. I'll just close these for you, too.
Thank you, Deborah.
Matt, hi, my name is Christian. It's nice to meet you.
Hello, Christian. Here's my firm handshake.
That's a great. Oh my god. Ow, wow, that's really good.
Very strong.
Okay.
I work out my diddly muscles.
Wow, and I call it a jack off muscle.
Oh, how crass.
I'm sorry. I've never talked to a realtor before. I didn't realize you guys were this classy.
We're very classy. You have to understand, we don't deal in lowbrow comedy like
Oh my gosh,
that.
is this tea ready for me? Piping hot.
Well, that's my tea.
I can't have your tea. Okay, I'm sorry.
That's your tea.
Okay. Oh, I love Lipton's.
Oh, do you like oolong?
That's racist. I'm sorry.
Are you? Hold on. Oh, there you are. Sorry, I still had my sleeping mask on. I was taking a nap.
Brushed your eyebrows out of the way. That's what I imagine. Mr. Petullo. Mr. Petullo. This is Deborah here on the intercom.
Deborah.
It's time to take your medicine. You're slowing down, and much like a toy rabbit running out of battery, we can tell by your voice you're slowing down. So here, take the pills in the second drawer to your left.
Oh, yeah, sorry
with
about
some
my
water.
pills.
There we go.
Quite
Yes.
a bother.
And okay, I'm gonna go. But you still want the turkey sandwiches?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll be right back.
Okay.
The pills, it takes a moment to take effect.
I'm not judging at all.
That's all right.
Well, thanks for having me. You're the talk of the town. Everyone says that you're extremely approachable, and it's so hard to miss you in the Rayleighs.
Well, that's interesting because most of the time people think that I'm intimidating.
Really?
Yeah.
Cut to on the streets, and we see Matt from a distance.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, is that Matt?
Holy shit.
I want to flirt with him.
No,
but
he's too
I can't.
tall.
No, he's too tall.
No, we can't do this.
I hear he's a ladies' man, but he doesn't believe he's a ladies' man.
Fuck it.
Have you seen him mouth? Oh, fuck it. I'm too scared. Cut back to the office.
Here's your turkey sandwich, sir.
Thank you, Deborah. I
And,
appreciate that.
Is that lumpia?
It's a cup of noodles.
That's with a cup of noodles. This is and oolong tea.
What?
I'll take it. I'll take it. That's fine. That's fine.
This is actually my lunch.
Oh, you're just
Stop
holding
No,
it.
you can
taking
have it.
other
You can
people's
have it. Go ahead,
I'm
take
so
it.
sorry.
Take it. It's
Okay,
fine.
I'll
It's
take
for
it.
you.
Okay,
Go
thank you.
ahead,
Thank
take
you.
it.
Christian, you're making a very bad first impression.
I'm sorry. You're helping me out. I mean,
I'm trying.
okay.
And you keep coming in here calling us racist.
I mean, it's just like it's
Sorry that we have worldly tastes. I don't know where you're from.
almost obvious, right?
I
Mr.
wouldn't
Christian,
say.
I have your beignets here.
Thank you. Now that this is so out of the blue and seems so non-coincidental that it's not racist.
Right.
Thank you, Debbie. I deeply
It's
appreciate
Deborah.
it. Deborah.
It
I'm
is
sorry.
Deborah.
Okay.
You're
All
a
right.
real piece of work.
Calling us racist and then using our not full names. Tis Christian.
Matthew. I'm so sorry. Matthew?
Yeah, it's Matthew.
Matthew.
Oh,
Thank
the
you.
bills kick you? There we go.
So I want to buy a house in San Francisco.
Oh, I like how you really broke it up like that. That's how I know you're real serious.
Yeah, I learned from a book that depending on my cadence in which I speak, it shows levels of seriousness. But that's a whole other
Yeah,
conversation.
you read Cadence.
Yes,
Yes.
yes, by Stephen Hawking.
Yeah, oh, you read the Stephen Hawking version.
Oh my god, are you guys talking about Cadence?
Yes.
That's my favorite book. It's Stephen Hawking's best work.
I
yeah.
know, you were the one who referred it to me.
It's-
So odd that Stephen Hawking has a book about speaking.
Wow. That's fucked up.
What are we going to do with him, Deborah?
Cut to Christian apologizing to the news media.
I don't know what happened.
Boo, you suck! You hate people!
It was supposed to be a completely...
Christian, Mikey, Salvador from the Daily Conquistador. Why did you say what you said in Matt Petullo's office?
I didn't realize the entire office was bugged. I'm a regular civilian.
Christian, my name is also Mike Salvador, whatever that guy's name is, and I'm also from the Herald. I just want to ask you, is it true that you said men are better than women in every facet in every category?
I've never said that.
I heard that too.
Okay.
I've never said
So you're
that.
denying it.
It's not true. Yes, I'm denying it.
Interesting.
Quite interesting.
Cut back to the office.
So you're looking for a house in San Francisco, you say?
Yes, I'm in San Francisco. What locals call San Fran, I believe.
Do they call
I
it
don't
that?
think they do. I'm
don't
sorry,
know.
this is your meeting. I shouldn't even be.
There's a few things
Deborah,
I know they don't call it, and I think that's San Fran's one of them.
The city. Can
There
I call it
you
the city?
go,
The city's
yes.
good. Yeah,
The city's
good.
okay. Then we'll stick with that. And because prior to this, San Raf was all taken up.
San Raf.
San Rafael.
Oh, I know what you meant.
Yeah.
That's okay. I like how loose you are with all the city names.
I do know right now we have a listing in Petalum.
Yes, absolutely.
I call that PETA.
PETA, yeah.
Well, they have PETA owns those letters. So.
True.
We have another one in Danv as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pleasant.
Yeah.
Maybe Pleasanton or Hill. Who knows?
Who knows? Could be either one. We got one in both.
Roll the dice.
Yeah, I was also.
Turning into Jerry Seinfeld now.
What's the deal with that?
It's so expensive.
Deborah, I'm sorry, but this is a private meeting.
Honestly, I have finished all my work. I just wanted to see how the real estate agent does the work. But I'll leave now. In fact, I have to pick up my 4 kids from school.
It's fine, Deborah. You know this whole room is bugged anyway, so you can listen to it later.
I'll be listening. Don't worry.
Cut to Matt's life at home when he's having dinner with his kids and he's talking about this meeting. So, honey, how was work?
It was fine.
What do you?
I don't want to talk about it. I really don't want to talk about
You
it.
never want to talk, Dad.
No, I don't. I talk all day. All I want to come home to is some peace and quiet so I can eat my lasagna in peace. And all you want to know is what happened at the office. And I got to tell you, it's exhausting. I don't ask you kids what you do at school all day. Well, let me guess. They learned math, right? Oh, they learned how to spell cat today. How exciting.
They're in 8th grade. They know how to spell cat.
Do they spell cat?
This
Okay.
is
A lot of good these public schools are doing us kids. I try to tell you to put them in private school, but I make the money. I don't know what the problem is.
I was
A K. He thinks it starts with a K.
T, I think.
Julius?
I think it ends in a T. Well, yeah, Dad.
Oh my God, Julius, spell cat for me one time.
Shit. Q.
cut to couples therapy between Matt and his wife.
Matt and your nameless wife, please have a seat.
She attacks me all the
We
time.
haven't started yet, but
I'm
clearly...
just telling you, she
My
attacks me
name's
all the time.
Sharon.
Okay,
Sharon attacks me all the time.
So hang on. I don't know if you guys have done this before, but usually I ask the questions and
Please.
this is how it goes.
I'm sorry, of course. I'm just so used to having to get my own words in first because she doesn't
I
let me
bet you do.
get me one in otherwise. Yeah.
I haven't even
When's the last time you guys had sex?
It's been,
Yesterday. So it's been a few hours.
I wasn't home.
Well, that's a problem.
What's,
Are you sure?
Wait, what? We just get the gloss past that?
Yeah, yes.
I wasn't. What do you? What do you? What
When
did you
meant,
have?
what do you mean when you meant home?
What did you go to the Ritz again? You slut.
Well, I mean, it was a Holiday Inn.
I want a divorce.
Oh, I'm actually not the person you talk to about that. You should talk to a lawyer.
I'm just expressing to him that I want a divorce.
I think what your wife is saying is that she wants a divorce.
Right. You want to talk. So what you're saying is you want to have more conversations about your feelings.
My
Keep
feeling
going.
right now is divorce.
Okay. Well, we can work. I'm sure they can help us work through that.
I just, I'm not doing my job unless I tell you divorce is actually an action. It's not a feeling, but that's fine.
Thank you, Dr. Barbasol.
I feel
appreciate
like
that.
having a divorce.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean,
I feel like having a.
Cut to girls' night with Sharon and the rest of her girls and trying to explain that these guys don't know what a divorce.
so did you tell him? Did you serve the papers?
I said the words 5 times. I gave the papers and they said, "What's this packet?"
All right. Well, has he signed them or?
I mean, he stamped them.
I can sign it for you.
Oh, did he use his cool little real estate stamp where he just hits it?
It's just like a picture
Yeah.
of his face.
Just one of those. It's weird. Yeah, it is a picture of his face.
We'll take 3 more, please. Thank you.
3 more marks,
Thank
please.
you. 3 more marks. Thank
Can
you.
we
so
order
glad-
some drinks too, or?
Yeah, it's-
Oh, those are for me.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Sammy, you're such a
I'm such a lie.
such a slut.
Oh, I dropped my cocaine.
You should really stop with that.
You should stop with that.
Your nose is
It's
bleeding.
Not.
Oh God.
just like really.
Oh, there she goes. She
There
passed
she
out again. Here's what I think you should do to your husband. I think you need to take him down a peg, and you need to tell him. You need to say, Matt, what we need to do.
Sam, real quick. You have not had 1 sip of the marks. You got progressively drunk within that sentence, and I think you need an intervention. Oh, you're back.
My heart stopped for a second.
Well, I'm glad you're back and you're alive.
Did you get that divorce yet?
Not yet.
We were just discussing in the morning.
Ah, God, your breath.
Cut to Sammy.
Sammy at home eating dinner with her kids. Mom, how was your day?
My day was fantastic.
Oh my God, she's British.
Was I British?
Yeah, you think you are now?
Am I?
Mom, I don't want to pry too deep into your personal life, but I did hear a lot of bottles hit the floor when you
You have
open
a
the car
drinking
door.
problem,
No,
Mom.
I'm just taking out the recycling.
My friends are making fun of me.
For what?
They say my mom's an alcoholic.
No, that's not true. I was taking out
thank
your.
God.
I was taking out your juicy juices. They're those
boxes?
coming cans.
Juicy
Box?
juices.
They come in juice boxes.
Well, they can rattle. Maybe you got some. Maybe you got some of your marbles in them.
We definitely need it. We need to call the doctor.
You
Mom's
think I'm
off the
putting
mom's off the
marbles
chain.
in my juice?
Mom's
Maybe.
off
I
the
don't know.
chain.
I don't know what you crazy kids do these days.
Mom, we eat Tide Pods and do TikTok dances.
That's what I mean. So why wouldn't you put marbles in your juicy juice boxes?
What year do you think this is? 1927?
And how big do you think the straws through juicy
you know I can
boxes
fit
are?
one marble in my nose.
You kids, you keep me young. I love it.
Anyways, let's do family drugs.
Cut to the last cut to Sammy in her room. It's a monologue. The camera slowly pushes into her face, and we come to a close of this play.
I don't know why I drink. Maybe it's because it's the only time I feel alive. Maybe because I don't want to be known as just the fun mom anymore. Maybe I do it to escape. Maybe I do it because I want to throw my kids off the roof sometimes. Maybe I do it because my husband works and has to take business trips. Maybe I do it because I'm jealous of my friends. They always have exciting things going on, divorcing their husband, taking cocaine. I just feel like I get lost in the shuffle sometimes. So I drink.
Sammy's phone starts to ring. You think I'm pretty without any makeup on? You think I'm funny without any makeup on? You think I'm hungry?
Hello?
Sammy, where are you? Where's dinner?
Holy shit. And scene. I was about to be a girlfriend and just asked if she wanted to go drink.
I'm Sam, her husband.
Yeah, that's what I was assuming. Incredible improv.
Great acting.
That's
Honestly,
fun.
some of the best acting I've seen in a long time.
Just good acting.
Yeah, just period.
At that point, just
I'm not
like,
even,
because I'm always breaking character because the shit we do is just like
so silly.
so silly.
So silly.
But
Yeah.
like you are deep in it, boy.
Oh, I don't. Thank you. You flatter me, gentlemen. You do.
You're a real Daniel Day-Lewis of the improv. That's what I would say.
Yeah, I'm surprised that you're not part of some sort of like troupe or something.
No. Okay, I have to ask, what was your improv group's name?
Dragon Viper Cobra? Well, which one? I mean,
Oh, I don't know. You said you were part of a troupe.
Yeah, we did one together that was called Dragon Viper Cobra.
yeah.
And then did our high school one have a name? I was like improv in 3D. That was our thing.
Okay.
Well, okay, so yeah, high school improv in Benicia. For a brief stint before you went to Irvine, or right when you came back, we did underground improv,
I
which
think that was
was,
before I left.
I think, yeah, before you left. And then
was
when
fun.
when you came back from Irvine, then he joined the troupe that I was in, which is Dragon Viper Cobra. And that's where I got most of my improv
All right.
skills.
Yeah.
That was incredible,
Sorry,
dude.
did I like ruin the flow of the show? Is that where you guys like hard exit the show and I was
No.
like, oh, more
No,
questions?
we'll cut all this out. Don't worry.
Good.
No, not at all. You didn't ruin the flow. That I'm pumped. And that was dude, good shit.
Thank you.
That was so. I didn't want it to end, but I do have to end this episode so that we could.
how long have we been going for?
Hour and 30.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, man.
There should be 10 minutes of usable content
Yeah,
in there.
at least.
I think we can get through it. We do have another episode to record.
Yes.
So this Friday is when our other show comes out.
Yes.
We're going to be talking about
How the Grinch Stole
actually,
Christmas.
Dr. Seuss's How the Grinch Stole Christmas is the name of the movie.
So yeah, this is I'm fucking excited. You have your own beliefs in regards to what you think of this movie, and I'm excited to hear it.
I do.
Because it's different than ours. Because
Apparently, yes. And it's shocking to me that it is.
it's like I said, bad movie podcast. Our standards for cinema. I don't even know where it is.
Yeah, all my standards are pretty low.
We did not even think about this when we were coming up with the idea for the podcast, that it would just ruin our taste in movies.
Even good movies suck now. Yeah,
No, good movies are they're quite a treat.
I cannot
don't even
get
wanna
through
say that
Citizen
after
Kane
your
anymore.
story.
Yeah. No.
But real quick,
Hit us.
let's get out of here. Matt, usually I would have the guests say one thing into the camera, but since you're going to be here for one more episode, I'll have you say it at the end of the next episode.
You also had him do that monologue that seemed very close to your heart.
Yeah, that was really good.
Oh, well.
Oh,
Yeah, there's a little truth in every acting experience, right?
isn't there?
Oh my gosh, you're a drunkard wife to someone?
To someone. To some lucky man.
All right, Matt. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you. I'm so excited to finally. This has been in the works for dare I
Years.
say years, and
Yeah.
I'm so glad that we were finally able to make it happen. It's been a treat.
And
Well,
it won't
you're
be the
welcome.
last.
Good.
It won't be the last. Let's
Yes.
get out of here. Baddies, you guys know where to find us. You can follow me on Instagram at Christian Has Asthma.
You can follow me at call_me_Jesus.
Matt, where can they find you?
They can find me at thatrealtormatt_ on Instagram.
And talk to them about where they can find your podcast.
Yeah, any podcatcher that is the one you're listening to, this one, unless you're watching on YouTube as well. Any podcatcher, you can just search for New Crits on the Block. We are a real-time 5e Dungeons and Dragons, totally improv podcast that we would love you to be a part of. And rate, subscribe, review. I said it so drunk. Rate, subscribe, review. Rate, subscribe. I'm still in character. What can I say? Rate,
impressive.
subscribe, review too. We'd love to have you guys on there. I feel like there's a lot of crossover with our two shows here.
Yes.
So if you want a fun time, we'd love to have you part of our family.
For a fun time, call Matt.
Hell yeah. All right, y'all. See you guys on Friday. Bye.
Can't be that bad, oh, it 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 can't be that bad.